the first question you asked, you quoted what I said about his university education, primary, secondary, and the rest of it. Are you hearing me? All right. But it is now an open secret that as of that time, those were, all he told me, and I had no reason to doubt him. But few months after we had elected him, PDP went to court, and it was through PDP court action that we discovered that, contrary to Governor Obaseki's claim, he actually had forged certificates. He made three credit, and you cannot proceed to University of Ibadan with 3 credit. And of course, he swore to affidavit that he finished secondary school in 2000. He finished from University of Ibadan in 1976, and then he attached a photocopy which shows 1979. And PDP went to court to say that Governor Obaseki forged his certificates. He could not have possibly gained admission with 3 credits only. That is religious knowledge, history, and geography. Now, at the time I was talking about his going to University of Ibadan, I believe him. But from the court document filed by PDP against him, I now know that he lied to me. And that is the reason that the screening committee, which was made up of professors and senior advocates of Nigeria that we constituted to screen the candidate, found that given his credentials, which he has further compounded this year by attaching fake originals, that it is impossible for his candidature to stand in the face of the law. And so he was disqualified. Now, you also made mention of what I said about Ezeyamu not being a lawyer. That is what I was told. Now I know for a fact, because thereafter, people who were his schoolmates in the law school have come out to say that he was a classmate at Nigeria Law School. And of course, I have had the opportunity to look at, you have a list of people who went through the law school, so it is not my word against another person. And I now find that all of those things they told me were of course not true. So Pastor Ezeyamu finished from law school. And don't forget that these statements were not made on affidavit. They were based on what I was told. Just like he himself told me that he went to University of Ibadan, he had all the credits, he did XYZ, and I have no reason to doubt him. But the issue today is that we now have evidence to the contrary. And that is why right now, just like PDP sued him in 2016, but he escaped because PDP filed the action out of time, and the issues involved were statute bar because they were pre-election issues. This time we have filed early enough. But I think the real question you have put to my dear friend and brother Danobi, you helped him by just showing a little of what he has said. He has said more damaging things about Obaseki, even after 100 days in office, where he showed Wike's achievement and compared them to Obaseki's achievement. Now, the facts are there that Obaseki deviated from his commitment to Edo people, which is to continue all of those things that has put Edo back, that people were describing Edo as a construction site. And when he talks about what he's doing, in our campaign, we told Edo people, don't believe what you have not seen. While I was governor, we set up Azura Power Plant, which has since been commissioned, a $1 billion project. I didn't have to do MOU in China or in Washington or elsewhere. It was done here. And I know I got the current president and the vice president to dot the remaining lines that the previous government didn't do to enable the project to kick off. And that project has been completed. I hope that Danobi is not crediting Azura Power Plant. That is something, check the certificate of occupancy for that land. I paid for it. Sorry, I signed it. I paid, Edo State government paid part of the compensation for land and other facility we provided, which give Edo State government a share. So we are shareholders in Azura Power Plant. And where they manufacture ceramic tiles in Edo today, which we use for most of the schools we built by a Chinese company, we didn't do any MOU, and they are producing. We are not saying about commissioning. They are already producing. And we have a company that was also set up. All we needed to do was to create the enabling environment, and they are producing iron rods from scraps. So these are not awaiting commissioning. These are real, and they created thousands of jobs, both direct and indirect jobs. So the truth is that Obaseki has nothing visibly to show to Edo people. Hello, are you hearing me? Okay. So for me, the issue in this election is you'll be tested for 4 years. In those 4 years, you cannot point at the new primary schools you have built in a state that believes so much in education. In these 4 years, you can't lay claim to having built a new secondary school. On the contrary, you closed down the College of Education, which I had upgraded to a University of Education. And you closed down Ugoriaki College of Agriculture at a time where we need to produce artisans to be able to do support farmers and help them to understand modern ways of farming. And you closed down the School of Nursing at a time where we need to produce more nurses. The hospital we built, I paid 75% before I left. Danobi is on record, and you should also search your system, visit YouTube, you will find it, where he claimed, and correctly, that Governor Obaseki budgeted twice in 2017 and in 2018 budgets. He made provisions to pay for the balance of the central hospital. And we know now that 1 kobo he has not paid. All that was paid to VAMED was all that was paid while I was governor. Not only that, he shut down the hospital. Danobi has been one of those political warriors who insisted that the hospital be open. I had to do a documentary to compel Obaseki to open the hospital. And even as we speak, contrary to the understanding, I didn't build an hospital for elite. Of course, we call it a 5-star hospital, not for elite. It was meant to be managed by Edo State Health Management Board that had been managing the hospital before we rebuilt it. Today, Obaseki brings a consultant who he's paying every month for a business in which he has no investment. How will you defraud your people like that? And today, the hospital is there. Danobi is on record as having rushed somebody to that hospital. Okay, now if it's about violence, fine. Let me comment on that. Let me talk about the issue of violence. How can it be a threat? A man who is not even eligible to contest the election, how can it be a threat? How can a snail be a threat in a race where tigers are involved? So that is not the issue. But let me speak to the question of violence. And here, you just need to play back even the statement he made this evening. He was threatening that he and the deputy are above the law because, according to him, they have immunity. And he will deal with anybody. When he say anybody, he means members of the opposition. I was a governor of that state. I did the election in 2012, my second term election, in which I won all the 18 local governments, and I scored 74.6% of the total vote cast. Not one life was lost. In his own election, which was conducted while I was governor, not one life was lost. So the only thing that had changed is who is now the governor. If suddenly people are talking of violence, I mean, Obaseki went to pay a courtesy call along with other governors to the Oba of Benin. Rather than go there with kola nut and hot drink, which is the tradition of the rich culture of the Benin Kingdom, he didn't go with that. He went with thugs who were armed with firearms. Because if those people were not armed with firearms, they couldn't have rushed to somewhere to bring those guns with which they were firing. So he has a history. I think we should just, your business is simple. Play back who has been attacked. I, as the chairman of APC, my house was blocked. As chairman of APC, Obaseki is on record, I saw it on channel, that I should not come to Edo without his permission. And if I do, they will deal with me. He will teach me, he will show me that he's the governor of Edo State. I saw it on channel. Why don't you play those ones back and see who is the merchant of violence? My records are clear. I launched one man, one vote. because I believe we can always win the election, and I do not think that we can impose leaders of the people. We work hard to market our candidates. The problem now is that all the things Obaseki promised, he had deviated from them. And today he has nothing to show for it other than MOU, 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 MOU. I ask you, where is the industrial park? I think, Shehu, you need to come to Benin, and we go to where the vice president did the groundbreaking ceremony with a huge signboard. And you find that even the signboard has been taken away. Can you hear me?